Las reglas del juego. Primero voy a presentar brevemente a cada uno de los participantes. Posteriormente cada una de ellas tendrá 5 minutos en el ring, en el round, the statement of purpose, por qué piensan como piensan. En este tema tan importante nos van a platicar un poco su historia. 5 minutos sin interrupción. Voy a ir de un lado a otro. En el segundo round, que se llama Crímenes contra la Lógica o Golpe Bajo, la gente tuvo que haber dadole la oportunidad no solo de hablar en el primer round, sino de escuchar con atención los otros puntos de vista, para que en el segundo round compartan y digan: mi adversaria tiene este crimen contra la lógica en su argumento, le faltaron datos, le sobra determinado tipo de opiniones que no están sustentados en la realidad. Este es un debate de identidades, de religiones, de creencias. Es un profundo debate bioético, de autonomía, de dignidad. Toca multilateralmente muchísimos temas. ¿Cómo vivo? ¿En qué pienso? ¿Con quién me llevo? ¿A qué escuela voy? ¿En qué creo? En el tercer segmento, con interrupciones, vamos a tener entre 8 y 10 minutos, donde respetuosamente ellas van a dialogar, interrumpirse y haciendo preguntas una a otra. Posteriormente, yo ponderaré si después les hago una pregunta a cada uno y tienen 1 minuto para responder. Y tendrán 1 minuto para finalizar el debate. Si nos da tiempo, aceptaremos algunas preguntas y comentarios del público. Señoras y señores, sin más preámbulos, déjenme presentarles a estas brillantes personalidades. Empiezo con Maggie Creel. Maggie es abogada y consejera principal de Planned Parenthood en Estados Unidos, la organización líder en la protección política y legal de derechos reproductivos. En este puesto proporciona asesoría legal y estratégica al director general y al consejo directivo en una variedad de cuestiones políticas a nivel nacional y se encarga de todos los temas legales de esta profunda e importante organización llamada Planned Parenthood. Un aplauso para Maggie. Star Parker, fundadora y presidenta de Center for Urban Renewal and Education, un instituto de políticas públicas que lucha contra la pobreza y restablece la dignidad. Ganadora del Ronald Reagan Food Soldier of the Year en el año 2016, el Roswell Impact Award en el año 2017 y el Queen Esther Award en el año 2018. Un aplauso a esta estrella Star Parker. Mara Clark, fundadora de Abortion Support Network, organización que ayuda a personas en países europeos con estrictas leyes de aborto a tener acceso a abortos legales y seguros fuera de su propio país en toda Europa. Comenzó el activismo del aborto como voluntaria en Haven Coalition, un grupo de voluntarios que ofrece alojamiento en sus hogares a personas que viajan a la ciudad de Nueva York para realizarse un aborto. Un aplauso para Mara. Tony McFadden. Tony es una oradora motivacional y fundadora del gran programa Relationships Matter. Tony habla con el corazón y ha defendido su causa en múltiples foros internacionales. Un aplauso para Tony. Robin Bloomer, periodista y experta en derecho civil, directora ejecutiva de la Richard Dawkins Foundation for Reason and Science, CEO of the Center of Inquiry. Welcome, Robin. Bienvenida. Marta Páramo, representante del Foro de la Familia y portavoz de la Marcha por la Vida de Madrid 2018, licenciada en Filosofía por la Universidad San Damaso de Madrid, maestría en Educación. Bienvenida, Marta. Gloria Álvarez, politóloga y relacionista internacional, se ha convertido en un referente de las ideas libertarias, autora de varios libros y conocida por sus debates extraordinarios. Bienvenida, Gloria. Stephanie Gray, oradora internacional, defensora de Provida por muchos años y la gran presidenta de la organización Love Unleashes Life. Un aplauso a Stephanie Gray. Señoras y señores, 5 minutos. Comenzamos.
Buenos días. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much to La Ciudad de las Ideas. This has been a spectacular last 3 days. I've loved every minute of it, and I can't thank you all enough. It's been truly amazing, and I also want to specifically thank Andres for choosing to have this very important conversation and for including all of us in it. So thank you. Thank you. My name is Maggie Krell, and I'm Chief Legal Counsel for Planned Parenthood. But as you saw a little bit, before joining Planned Parenthood, I was actually a prosecutor for the California Department of Justice. I was a supervising deputy attorney general, and my main focus was prosecuting sex trafficking cases. In the cases that I prosecuted, the victims, who were teenagers and children, were subjected to extreme forms of sexual abuse. Their traffickers controlled every aspect of their lives and their bodies, and even restricted their access to birth control. We sent the perpetrators to prison, but the victims continued to suffer long after. The impacts were devastating. And with this backdrop, I truly understand the significance of women and girls having control over their own bodies and being able to access healthcare without restriction. You see, there really is no such thing as pro-life for those who are against abortion. Because if pro-life means anything at all, it must mean pro-child. It must mean pro-family, and it must mean pro-healthcare. That's right. Abortion is healthcare, and healthcare is a human right. And the very premise of this debate, that we are picking between two sides, one labeled life and one labeled choice, is dangerously misleading. The two sides are pro-healthcare versus a system where women are forced, coerced, and denied access to healthcare and decision-making authority over their own bodies. Let me say it again. Abortion is healthcare, and healthcare is a human right. And there will always be those that oppose abortion because either they have a willful disdain for women's equality or because of their own very personal beliefs or experiences. But whether or not to carry a pregnancy to term is a deeply personal decision that no one should be making for anyone else. And justice is on our side here. The United States Supreme Court has ruled time and time again that access to safe and legal abortion is a constitutional right. Look, if we are going to truly live in a free society where women and men are equal, women must be able to decide whether and when to have children. We must have control and decision-making authority over our own bodies. And the United States Supreme Court has recognized that simple truth for nearly 50 years. From Roe versus Wade in 1973 to Planned Parenthood versus Casey in 1992 to Whole Women's Health versus Helderstadt in 2016, safe and legal abortion is the law of the land. It is a protected constitutional right in the United States. And the alternative to that is deadly. When women don't have access to healthcare, mortality rates increase. Women die. And yet, there are those who are still proposing extreme bans, attempting to shackle women from accessing healthcare. The consequences are deadly. This is not pro-life. This is anti-woman. This is anti-family. And this is anti-healthcare. Every pregnancy is unique. Every family is different. And each family deserves the opportunity to decide what is right and what is healthy. And that is a personal medical decision that each person should have the right to make for themselves. When women have access to healthcare, families thrive. Abortion is healthcare, and healthcare is a human right. El aborto es un cuidado de salud, y cuidado de salud es un derecho humano. Gracias por su tiempo.
Bravo. Sara.
Hola, thank you. I'm enjoying Puebla. My name is Star Parker. I reside in California. I work in Washington, D.C., where I run a public policy institute that fights poverty, restores dignity through messages of faith, freedom, and personal responsibility. I want to talk to you about 3 lessons, 3 abortion lessons the international community, including here in Mexico, should learn from America. Number 1, abortion is an illusion, and deep regret and nightmares come from this illusion that abortion is an acceptable alternative to an unplanned or unwanted pregnancy, that there is a simple escape valve from personal responsibility in life. Legal abortion provides this deadly illusion with energy, but a clever brain cannot delude a knowing mind. The abortion industry all across America, and in particular in our most distressed communities, is preying on our nation's most vulnerable, brutally dismembering their offspring, emotionally scarring countless numbers of families, and causing generational devastation to the moral and economic fabric of our free country. Recently, a famous rapper named Nicki Minaj told Rolling Stone magazine that an abortion from her youth still haunts her, a heart-wrenching story being told by millions of distraught men and women in hundreds of communities all across America. As you heard from the video, I was one such woman. When years ago, lost in sexual recklessness, had 4 abortions without any counsel or information from the abortion providers about the distinct humanity of the life that was growing within me. I heard all the propaganda about abortion, in school, in media, from community and political leaders, yet I heard nothing of infant development in the womb, nor any information about their mortality. Perhaps in 1973, when abortion was legalized nationwide in America, one could have argued that an embryo or fetus was only tissue. Very few instruments were available to medically or scientifically detect the heartbeat. But today, due to modern technology, this is no longer an argument that can be made, in particular with the advent of ultrasound, where we can now hear and measure the heartbeat within the womb, where we can now perform fetal surgery and fix malformations in utero. Number 2, that the international community, as well as here in Mexico, should learn from America regarding abortion. The shocking impact on our unborn. In 2013, abortionist Gosnell was exposed. Gosnell's testimony in his trial was formulated by one of my friends, Day Gardner of the National Black Pro-Life Union. Here's what she wrote, in quote, "I cringe and gnash my teeth while sitting in an almost empty Philadelphia courtroom, hearing testimony after testimony of babies screaming and screeching while being killed by Gosnell and his employees. I heard the gruesome testimony by abortion clinic workers about how Gosnell would deliver fully formed, viable children, then turn them over and cut their spinal cords. Gosnell even joked that one baby was big enough to walk to the bus stop. Then he cut that little boy's neck and tossed him into a shoebox. It was no big deal to him to kill these children, to slash their necks as they struggled, as they strained, as they cried. If that wasn't grotesque enough, he severed off the feet of several babies to keep them displayed in jars on a shelf as some sort of souvenir. Gosnell stored the bodies of children in milk jugs and large soft drink containers and juice bottles. 47 babies were found in the refrigerator freezer. They had to be thawed out like TV dinner so that the coroner could determine their first and last moments of life," end quote. 3 years after the Philadelphia abortionist Kermit Gosnell was convicted of murder, in 2016, Americans learned that Planned Parenthood was selling the body parts of fetuses they obtained by abortion. In this past September 2019, Americans learned that 2,246 medically preserved fetal remains were found in the homes and cars of a recently deceased abortionist from South Bend, Indiana, the city where their mayor is currently running for president of the United States in the Democrat primary. Number 3, the emotional impact on our society. Abortion feeds a narrative of victimhood as if women cannot control their impulses, creating an environment of confused living, which vastly swells poverty, government dependency, and family breakdown, which increases depression, drug use, homelessness, suicide, and crime, which has lowered our societal morale and has brought tremendous hostility into our public square. In summary, abortion...
Sí, I'm sorry, time is over. Un aplauso, por favor, perdónenme.